Happy birthday to. Ooh, we should sing.
Is that the birthday dance?
It was I was ready and you were not there.
Okay, Councilor Net is here.
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent, good. Licensing Committee for June 14th. Roll call, please.
Counsel Field?
Present.
Present Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present Counsel Lozey? Absent Counsel Net?
Present.
Present Counsel Allensug?
Present.
Present. Okay, the first order is we have set down for a public hearing for extended hours and 24-hour licenses. These are going to be set down for June 28th at 5 p.m., and that was in the item yesterday.
Okay, what is the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved to
Second.
set it down. We have a second to set it down. All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And just on that set down for public hearing, for the businesses that are listed here, just want to make sure there is a representative, like years past, for each of these businesses at our meeting in 2 weeks. We do take our position here on the licensing committee serious, as do I as the chair of this committee, and as well as the chair of the litter committee, along with Councilor Chakutis. These businesses have been spoken to in the past about if they're going to extend their hours, request that it is a privilege, not a right, that we're extending their hours at their request, and that approval is going to be based on not just maintaining the inside of that business during those extended hours, but as well as the outside of their business. It's no surprise that some of these extended business hours, these businesses that request the extended hours, there is a continued problem with the litter in those specific areas. So again, a representative should be in attendance at our next meeting for this public hearing. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Okay, next, we have renewals.
Take them as a whole if we can, please. What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Those are approved. Thank you.
Finally, we have a request for canning. Committee to fund Gowdy Park 4th of July celebration, adults only, on June 3rd, June 17th, 2022, and Lynn Tech football, adults only, July 16th and August 6th, 2022.
We can take those together. What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Do we have a second? We have a second by Councilor Net. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries for both dates. Any other business? I have some new business, if that's
Oh, okay.
So, as chair of the licensing committee, it's been brought to my attention over the past couple of days that there are some businesses soliciting door-to-door, and as my time served here on the council as the chair of the licensing committee, I do want to make the public aware that at no point over the past 4 years that I've chaired licensing has any permit been issued to any business to solicit door-to-door sales of goods or services to anybody in the public. So if there is anyone from any business that has a solicitor coming to their door, please notify myself at my email, brian.field@linma.gov, or please reach out to the council office, and we would certainly be glad to follow up with that particular business. Councilor Allenson?
Question, Mr. Councilor Field. If somebody knocks on my door and I will ask for a proof that he or she is approved by the council to
You
do
would have known that,
door-to-door.
Councilor, because we would have voted on that. That if there is a license application, it would come before this particular body, this committee, to vote on that approval, and it has a one-year expiration. All those door-to-door licenses expire on December 31st of every year, and we have not issued any.
So if the vendor has nothing to prove, that is a signal to the resident.
Any
Kick them
door-to-door
out.
solicitation, even those that are licensed with a badge.
Gotcha.
Even if they're licensed in the state of Massachusetts, there's no permit from this body that has been issued in the last 4 years that I've chaired, and before that when I served on the licensing committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Okay. No other business. What's the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve.
Motion to adjourn?
Adjourn.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor to adjourn and approve that adjourn? Aye, opposed. We are adjourned. Thank you. The utilities are going to run late, then I don't need to sit in.
5 o'clock. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Today, June 14, 2022, I would like to call the Utilities Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Counsel Allensburg.
Present.
Present Counsel Lozey. Present. Present Counsel Chakutis.
Present.
Present Counsel Calucci. Absent.
Okay, we have one item on the agenda. Madam Clerk, please. Go ahead.
Counsel Field.
I am present. Thank you.
Present. Okay, we have one public hearing. It's a petition of Comcast for a grant of location to place one PVC conduit to a utility pole at Hanson Street.
Anyone, is there anybody here who wish to speak in favor? Go ahead, sir. Name and address, please.
Good evening, Dave Llewellyn, Comcast, 9 Forbes Road, Woburn, Mass. I'd like to speak in favor of the Comcast petition to place new conduit on Hanson Street, 75 feet to pole number 41/S.
Thank you, sir. Just stay here unless there's questions from the public. Anyone else here would like to speak in favor? In favor? Councilor Hogan, this is your ward. You're aware.
I'm fine with it. Everything's all set.
Thank you. Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Is there anybody here who would like to speak in opposition? Opposition? Opposition, seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second, petition carries. Thank you, sir. All right, what is the wish of the committee?
Motion to adjourn?
Thank you.
At least licensing starts on time. We're at public property.
Yeah, I figured you would. What day was that? I thought it was yesterday, the day before.
Evening, I'd like to call the Public Property and Parks Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Present.
Present Counsel LaPierre.
Present.
Present Counsel Calucci. Absent Counsel Chakutis. Present Counsel Field.
Present.
Present.
Okay, first item on the agenda is a request from the Mount Olive Church at 20 Johnson Street to use the department head's parking lot for the annual Family and Friend Day on Sunday, August 21st, 2022, from 1 to 5 p.m. There's information that was in the packet. Is there someone here from Mount Olive Church? Would you like to speak, please? State your name and address.
Hi, my name is Maureen Reynolds. I live at 79 Hollingworth Street in Lynn, and I am a member of Mount Olive Church of God in Christ. And this is, I believe, the second time hosting the Family and Friends Day. And so we're just asking if we can use the parking lot out front where our church is on the side right there. On Johnson Street, yes. And I'm the one who hosting it, so I'm responsible for the cleanup, everything.
Okay. This has already been checked with Community Development that there are no shows. Actually, their first date that they had requested, there is something going on, so the church had changed their date to August 21st. What is the wish of the committee?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Made, seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci. Absent Counsel Chakutis.
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Field.
Yes.
Yes.
You're all set?
Thank you very
All
much.
right, have a great time. Thank you. Second item is a request from Michelle Guzman, Lynn Walking Tours, to place a 10-foot tent with a table at Central Square Clock Plaza downtown to act as an informational table for walking tours tourism and to sell tickets to visitors during the summer and fall months. The schedule's Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. July and August will be the same time as above, but with the possibility to open every day. September and October back to original hours, depending on the demand. I did see Michelle. There she is. Hi, Michelle.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you.
So you're looking to do like a 10 by 10 easy up?
Yes.
The table
and,
under the bridge?
As you can see, I put a picture, an actual picture. Over the weekend, I went and I took a picture. That's how it looks. On the next page is like a closer one, but it's in the front, just in between. And the purpose of this is obviously to start promoting more community events, and that's, you know, I already have connections with other organizations, but this is the first step towards maybe something bigger and greater. Maybe in the sooner future, instead of just having a tent and a table, maybe we can install a 10-footer, which is very related to Lynn history, but that's where I'm going.
Okay. Any questions?
Motion to approve?
Motion been made to approve, seconded by Council LaPierre. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci absent, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Field?
Yes.
You're all set, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
so much.
Thank
And I will take this opportunity that probably at the end of June, I really would like to invite all of you, just as a city councilors, but also as residents of the city of Lynn, to come and join me in one of my tours. I want to share with you the vision that I have, but not only, I know you have lived on, some of you have been raised here in Lynn, but the way that I promote and say about the history and the heritage is more modern and past, and I would love to share that experience with you guys.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is discussion regarding the former Thurgood Marshall Middle School at 19 Porter Street. This site, we had picked the East Boston Community Development Corp. as the winning bidder. There has been some issues with it. They're still interested in moving forward, but I think some more discussions need to take place.
Motion to table?
Motion been made to table, seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Any new business?
No, no.
Wish of the committee?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion been made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Oh, we're good.
This is what we gotta do right here.
Win two in a row.
Well, why don't you bring some from what I printed, because I printed a lot. So-
Yep.
Right.
We might need you.
Okay, I'll wait for you. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye.
Got 4 minutes.
Lynn Committee meeting. Madam Clerk, please roll call.
Counsel Net?
Present.
Present. Counsel Staben? Present. Counsel Barton? Absent. Counsel Chakutis? Present. Present. Counsel Walsh? Absent. Counsel Alanson?
Present.
Present.
Could you please read the transfer, Madam Clerk?
We have $502,208.73 from insurance expense to ISD expense to fund the Callahan School roof repairs.
What is the wish committee?
Motion to approve?
Second? You hear second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Barton? Absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh? Absent. Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes.
Next.
$100,000 from the reserve to Medicare tax expense to fund the Medicare tax shortfall.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Barton? Absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh? Absent. Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. We have $194,000 from free cash for the 53rd payroll week.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh, absent Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. We have $846,656 from free cash to fund statutory buyout payroll accounts to eliminate deficits for FY22.
Motion approved.
Second.
Second it. Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh, absent Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. 1 million from free cash to the account of various projects.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh, absent Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. $925,870 from free cash for snow and ice fall payroll and expense.
Motion approved.
Here, second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh, absent Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes.
Your certified funds, please.
Following our certified funds, we have $1 million from the EHS grant to the Council on Aging to be used for the purchase and build-out of a senior center in Lynn.
Motion approved.
You hear second? Second. Second it, right? Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh, absent Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. $30,000 from MAPC grant to the Council on Aging for COVID-safe cooling strategies.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh, absent Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. $534,462.11 from the DOT grant for the Winter Recovery Assistance Program to address road repairs damaged by the harsh winter months.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh, absent Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. $193,545 from the DOT grant for the Pleasant Street pedestrian and safety improvement projects.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh, absent Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. $32,161 from the DOT grant for the relocation of utilities along Linfield Street to be paid from this funding.
Motion approved.
Okay, roll call, sir.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. $100,000 from the EQE grant for the installation of green infrastructure elements on Boston Street.
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. $32,161 from the DOT grant for the relocation of utilities along Linfield Street to be paid from this funding.
Motion
What is the
approved.
which committee?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes.
Order,
$7,500 from the MCC grant for Downtown Lynn Cultural District website update and the social media tools to enhance opportunities for engagement with stakeholders.
Motion to approve.
What's
Second.
here, second?
Second.
Second it. Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. $23,955 from the DESE for the FC 422 Perkins Improvement in Technology F23 grant. Further, His Honor the Mayor is hereby authorized to execute all documents necessary to enter and effectuate all of these grants.
Motion approved.
Second.
Second it. Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Orders, please.
We have the following orders for the City Council votes on July 13th and September 28th, 2021 regarding the American Recovery Plan Act. The city may authorize $25,000 from ARPA for consulting and outreach services for Capital Strategic Solutions, Inc.
Motion approved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes.
Next, please.
We have order per Mass General Law to accept a grant for the Executive Officer of Energy and Environmental Affairs in the amount of $7,500 payable over fiscal years 22, 23, 24, and 25 for the purpose of creating a harbor park on the City of Lynn waterfront. Further ordered that His Honor the Mayor is hereby authorized to execute any and all documents with and all state, municipal, governmental entities and private parties necessary to effectuate the purpose of this grant.
What's the wish committee?
Motion approved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh? Absent. Counselor Allensug?
Yes.
Yes.
Next, please.
Order the City Comptroller to establish an account for, per Mass General Law, to deposit gifts and donations to defray the cost of meals provided at the Lynn Senior Center.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Allensug?
Yes.
Yes.
Next,
And the
please.
last one is, order that the City Comptroller to establish an account per Mass General Law to deposit gifts and donations for the purpose of funding the restoration of the Rhodes Memorial Chapel in the Pine Grove Cemetery in the City of Lynn.
Motion to approve?
What is the wish committee?
Second.
Mr. Stabat, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just had a question. Is Mike here? Or Steve? Is the same type of account going to be set up for the park money that we just accepted or down on the waterfront? Is there going to be like one of those revolving accounts set up for that as well, like we are with this?
Attorney Lamont is better speak on the account in relation to the park, 'cause that's gonna come in over a number of years,
Okay.
but that would be a state grant anyway, so that would be a state fund, so it's not gonna be like a revolving fund.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So, any more questions?
Nope.
No. What's the wish committee?
Motion to approve.
Roll call, please. Oh, second, yeah, I'm sorry.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh? Absent. Counsel Allensug?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer, is there any emergency on this? They're all emergency? Okay,
Motion for emergency.
second, roll call, all emergency, please.
Counselor Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Barton, absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Allensug?
Yes.
Any new business?
I don't have any new business.
Motion to adjourn? We hear second?
Second.
They don't want you to leave.
Roll call?
Counsel Allensug?
Present.
Present. Counsel Barton, absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Present.
Present. Counsel Calucci? Present. Counsel Field?
Present.
Present. Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present. Counsel LaPierre?
Present.
Present. Counsel Lozey?
Present.
Present. Counsel Net?
Present.
Present. Counsel Staben?
Present.
Present. Counsel Walsh?
Present. We have all rise for a moment of silence, followed by the President Pledge of Allegiance.
Communications.
We have no communications.
No communications. One thing I'll say, I see some people in the audience here tonight. I'm assuming they're here for the Housing Trust Fund. There's no hearing for that tonight. It was not advertised appropriately, and there will be no discussion on it tonight, so I'd just like to let you know that, so you're aware of that tonight. All right, thank you. Public hearings. Oh, okay, we have to accept the minutes of the meeting, May 10th and May 24th. So we have a motion. We have a second.
So moved.
So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Public hearings.
First public hearing is the City of Lynn's fiscal year 2023 municipal budget, in the amount of $448,097,935.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor? I'd like to invite the mayor up. I think he's here tonight, if he wants to come on up.
Thank you, President Walsh. Good evening, councilors. It is an honor to be here to present our budget for the City of Lynn for the fiscal year 2023 in the amount of $448,097,935. I think generally there's a lot of great news in this budget, as you have all seen in the course of your review. Thank you to Councilor LaPierre for convening the hearings at the last meeting, and to all our department heads, the entire team that put this together. Council President Walsh as well for his help in the process. I think you've seen the story that while we have some real strong positive outlook, we have some real hard realities in the short term in terms of getting through the fiscal troubles that we've had. But the first piece of good news is that we are stabilizing, and we do have that strong outlook. So we've received our second debt rating upgrade in less than a year, and that is because of the sound budgeting practices that we've implemented, led by our Chief Financial Officer, Michael Patino, that began under the previous administration, my predecessor, Mayor McGee. And that includes the processes, the culture that we've been all setting up, that everybody, the entire team that works for the city, with the city, has been a part of creating financial monitoring and planning. And we're working on extending those through the capital budgeting process as well. So, one of the examples of that budgeting that's really paying off in terms of the future outlook is the stabilization funds that the city has been creating. And one that I am particularly encouraged by and excited about is the stabilization fund for the construction of a new school. The other big piece of good news that we have, as you all are aware, is that we can make real significant capital investments this year, particularly due to the city's ARPA funding. And as you all know and have been participating in, we're running a really robust outreach process to get input from the community, working on that with Councilor Field as liaison that you all have put forward. And so we're going to see some long, I think, unaddressed capital needs finally start to get some attention, and you start to see that in the budget that you've all reviewed. I think a really important example of that is the $1.3 million in DPW vehicles that we're going to be looking at, and the $1.7 million public safety vehicles, and a lot of investments in technology that's going to allow city departments to do what they do more efficiently. We're also looking to make really significant investments in addressing trash and litter issues that we all see as a huge priority for the city, and to address upgrades for the parks as well as roads in terms of these long-term needs. As you also know, we do have those realities, difficult realities in the short term, in the limitations of our annual revenue increase. And that means that while we can make those kind of one-time capital investments that I just described, the limited year-over-year revenue means that we really aren't in a position to be able to hire people that would be a multi-year commitment. So after the contractual increases that are required for the city to honor, and accounting for the inflation that everyone is experiencing, we actually had to cut the budget in parts in order to make sure that it was balanced during the drafted process to keep it in line with expected revenues. So that's the story on the city side. As you know, the city's the school department's budget works differently, is financed differently as a result of the way that works. Under the Student Opportunity Act, the Lynn Public Schools has been provided with really much needed resources that I think are really important to the education of the students of Lynn, and so you'll see that in the budget, the school department's funding going up. And as a result, you'll see a significant number of hires on the school side, and that's just a different situation with the city. The good news on the school operating budget still, however, doesn't address one of the major issues in the education that we have in the city of Lynn, which is the problems of limitations of school space. And so that continues to be a priority. We do make progress in this city budget by setting aside funds that we are going to need so that we are on track to build the new Pickering, working with the Massachusetts School Building Authority. The budget also funds a review of capital needs for the elementary schools, which hasn't been done in 3 decades, and it's really important that we're being proactive about the next issues that we have for school buildings. And as funds become available in the future for us to make those investments, we'll have an understanding of where we want to go and what we want to do in that area on the elementary schools. You'll also notice that because of this fiscal discipline and in spending, there's not a lot of new programs that we are announcing and committing to, because we want to make sure that everything we're doing is sustainable. However, we are able to continue investments in programs that we think are really important to the city that have started, one of which is our new senior center, which many of you I know have had the chance to get down and participate in. And another new initiative that we are continuing to fund that I think is important to the city is our work on an unarmed crisis response team. So although we do have those challenges that I talked about on the operating revenue, I think we still have a very positive outlook. The broader economic picture for the city, I think, is really positive. We have some great development momentum, obviously the trends in valuation, and I think we are really committed to taking the proactive steps to continue to support that. So the basic thing that we're doing there that you all are aware of is the work that we're doing through Vision Lynn to establish the city's first comprehensive plan. That's going to be a key to provide direction to the kind of growth that we're pursuing that will ultimately lead to more flexibility on our operating budget. And we're particularly committed to pursuing commercial and industrial growth, and I think there's a really tremendous opportunity that we are pursuing in the life science sector. You all took steps to help us improve our readiness for life science attraction, and we actually just recently received the news that we're going to be upgraded to a platinum status for readiness for life science development from the industry group that provides those ratings. So as we continue to pursue that growth and build our own financial abilities, I think an overarching goal that we have for our administration is to make sure that growth is inclusive. And I think for us and where we are in this community, that means being particularly attuned to the cost of living. And I think you all have seen that work come to fruition as we've gotten started, particularly the work that we did in conjunction with the City Council to give seniors more help with their property tax relief, as well as to start to implement recommendations from the Housing Lynn plan. So again, I'd like to thank my whole team, the entire city team, the development of the budget. Council President Walsh has been very helpful, and Councilor LaPierre as chair of the Ways and Means, our CFO and the department heads, and my team is in the mayor's office, and look forward to working with you all in fiscal year 2023. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate that. I'd like to invite up Sean Cronin. He's the Fiscal Stability Officer. He has no cast on his arm since the last time we saw him.
The knee might be next, but that's
all right. Thank you.
So I believe there's a presentation. I don't know how you want me to. Do you want me to go there? Do you the PowerPoint?
You can come on up here if you want to work the PowerPoint. Thank you.
Was it? Know if it was put on here by chance, or? All right. Good thing I brought this. crooked, but it's fine. All right. So let me just start off by basically agreeing with everything that the mayor said. The city's taken a lot of steps over the last few years to get to where you're at today, which is a heck of a lot better place than where you were back in 2018, 2019. I want to talk a little bit bigger picture about how kind of all these things hang together, the operating budget, capital budget, looking out over a multi-year period, all of which is in the budget. So this is the first year, before you saying that, in the budget here by the mayor, that those three things are there.
Mr. Cronin, can you please use the microphone because a lot of people could not hear?
Absolutely. How's that? How about I sit? There we go. Now I feel like a counselor, which I will never be in my life, I promise you that. So a lot of really good things that have happened. I just want to talk big picture about how these primary tools hang together. And again, congratulate the mayor and his team for having a budget that includes a forecast, that has a capital plan, and is balanced. But before I do that, I do want to get into some of the details. So it is a $448 million budget, pretty good sized business you operate. And you can see where the revenues come from. About 60% of the budget actually comes from the Commonwealth, most of which is Chapter 70 for schools. And then the other large share, about a third, is property taxes, which is obviously capped by Prop 2.5. And then in terms of where the money goes, I should stress here that this is just the line item. I can guarantee you your schools are more than 46.5% of the overall budget pie. It's probably 60+% when you add in all the ISD stuff, all the benefits and everything else. This is just the line item allocation in the budget. So no surprise, like every municipality, schools, public safety, your two biggest pieces in terms of departments. In terms of the increases, as the mayor said, Student Opportunity Act was basically constructed for communities like Lynn. So there's a huge increase in Chapter 70 spending, Chapter 70 revenue for the city. A couple of other bullets there. You are assuming the maximum allowable increase in property taxes. You can grow your levy by 2.5% plus something called new growth, which is what the mayor was referring to when he said all the positive development that might be happening. That means long-term growth above and beyond Prop 2.5 in your levy. So you're assuming going to the max in your levy. The only use of one-time revenue is free cash, but that's for one-time purposes, which is great. You're using it for some pay-as-you-go capital. And then also for the first time since this body took a vote to create an enterprise fund, after some back and forth with the CFO and City Solicitor's Office, you now have an enterprise fund to account for your golf course. It's the way it should be done. That's the way I think I can say all municipal golf courses are accounted for. And then since you have that, you reimburse the general fund for debt service, which is paid for in the general fund. So if you're wondering what that other $200,000 is coming back into the general fund, it's for debt service being paid for by the golf course. And then where are the growth and expenditures? So the first one, I call it non-appropriated because you don't have a say in it. It's not an appropriation item. Those are things like cherry sheet assessments, charter school being the biggest piece of that. The overlay, which is under the control of the Board of Assessors, it's about $2 million here. MBTA, another cherry sheet assessment. So it's obviously part of your budget, but you kind of have no say over it. So therefore, term it non-appropriate. I'm going to skip the cash, capital, and debt service because I want to talk about capital a little bit later. Employee benefits, you see the increase of $1.9 million. Over $2 million, there's over $2 million increase in your pension schedule. Get used to that. That will continue unless something great happens in your pension funding schedule. But under your current schedule, it grows by that increase, percent increase every single year. Health insurance looks like it's going down, but that's because some money is going to be transferred to meet net school spending, which I'm going to come back to, talk about net school spending a little bit. 1% increase in premiums, so the city picks up its share of it in that line item. And the only other thing I'll highlight here is you see the large increase in inspectional services, $4.4 million. I believe most of that is for net school spending eligible small capital projects in schools. So while it's in the city side of the budget, it's going toward the schools. So in terms of big picture breakdown on the budget, I say this every year, and wherever I go to talk about this stuff. Local government is a service industry. It takes people to do it, police officers, firefighters, teachers, DPW employees, librarians, everybody. So you should expect to see more than 75% of your budget be wages and salaries, and that's exactly what you see here. So 28% is what's left, right? But just looking at the budgets, the benefits for a second, more than half of the employee budget's for health insurance. I know I was here a few years ago talking about ways to save money. It's still on the table. Somebody could chuckle, but there's a lot of money to be saved in health insurance. I know it's no matter what community it is, it's a touchy subject. But if things are tough over the next few years, health insurance is a place. Every community goes to look every couple of years when their contracts are up to look at ways to not just shift costs to employees, but to step back and see if there's a way that you can overall save money. And there are approaches to do that. Pensions I already mentioned. Kind of not much you can do in the short term on that, but just remember, every COLA you give employees, that gets factored into your pension schedule. Your actuary or the retirement board's actuary makes assumptions for COLAs. If you go above that assumption, then it worsens the unfunded liability position of the pension. So, two huge budget items. One is $46 million, one is $36 million, but you really can't tear it apart like you can a police budget or a DPW budget or something like that. It kind of is what it is based upon your current situation. So then where's everything else left? You got 27% of your budget left. And just to highlight the city side, so $40 million, non-people, out of $400 million in the city side of the budget, you have $40 million that is at your discretion. And $18 million of that is the service contracts, et cetera, in your ISD budget for the schools. So $18 million in the $40 million, but that's really all for schools. So what else is left? ISD for the city, about $4 million, and sanitation budget's about $8 million. Sanitation, I know the mayor mentioned, that's another thing that you should look at as frequently as possible. There's ways to save money, as we're all residents somewhere, right? I know in my town, when they made changes, I didn't like it, but you know what? You get used to it. It works, saves money. It's better for the environment, all that type of stuff. So I'm sure your DPW commissioners and others have looked into that, but it's definitely something you should pay attention to because you can save some money long-term in that. So some other things I want to highlight. The reserves, the reason why reserves are going down primarily is you're already fully funded that supplemental reserve, so Special Act that allowed you to deficit finance required you to set aside 1% of your prior year budget into a supplemental reserve. It grew over a period of time from 1/4% to 0.5% up to 1%. Well, you're at the 1% level, so that now flattens off. So that kind of looks like it's why you're reducing your reserves. I'm going to come back to the stabilization, school construction stabilization fund, because that to me is really the most important thing of anything I'm going to say tonight. You continue to pay down your deficit financing notes. That's about $1.4 million. You do have $1.3 million in the budget for CBAs, which is good. It's not rare when a community might not budget for collective bargaining agreements, even though they've been approved, and kind of put themselves in a really bad situation. So the fact that it's in the budget is great. School budget increase is estimated to meet net school spending requirements. So I do want to suggest here that this is something that the city should start to spend more time looking at. You have a CFO who does it on a day-to-day basis, but this is a big issue. You've got a lot of money coming in. Forget the ESSA funds, the federal ESSA funds. Well, don't forget it, but that's outside of this conversation. You've got a lot of Chapter 70 money coming in. You didn't meet your net school spending requirements last year. You're on a path right now to not meet net school spending requirements. One of the driving factors in your $14 million deficit a few years ago was not meeting net school spending. So this is something you need to stay on top of. You as a council, if I were sitting in your chair, I would be asking occasionally, where are we with net school spending? Not just during a budget process, but during the course of a year. I know the CFO will be before you at a future meeting, moving another $1.9 million from health insurance to either the school budget or that stabilization fund that you just created, in order to basically pay next year for what should have been spent this year. So with all that money going into the school system, you got to make sure that it's being spent, or the penalties associated with not meeting net school spending requirements will catch up to you really, really fast. Couple of other things I'm going to highlight it, the $400,000 increase in overtime for fire department. I've written twice, I think, suggesting for a review of the overall budget and staffing of the fire department. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's a large department. It's a critical department for any municipality. It's not a bad thing to step back and take a fresh look at how you budget and/or staff one of your major departments in your community. Cash capital, it's a decrease of about $800,000, and how I got there was you spent about, or you budgeted about $2 million in cash capital in the current fiscal year. In the budget, there's $868, but I added to that the $750,000 for the new school construction funds, because that's cash that will be going to future capital. And then lastly, while it's not in the budget anywhere, I know the mayor referenced it, you're spending $4.2 million of ARPA funds for pay-as-you-go capital, which is a great use of capitals, and I would echo use as much of that money you can for capital. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make infrastructure investments that you might otherwise not be able to. So the capital plan. I just reformatted something that was in the budget document, summarized it a little bit differently. But basically have an $80 million plan over a 5 or 6 year period, which probably is too low. I'm sure there were other things that were requested and not in there. And more than half of the funding comes from general obligation bonds, which you'd be paying back over many years, most of which is for the Pickering School, which is really what I want to highlight. So, debt service, exclusive, forget the deficit financing notes. Yes, it's debt, but not for capital. It's declining, it's increasing about $600,000 because of the bonds that were sold a few weeks ago. And again, congratulations on the bond rating upgrade. It's a great example of all the good things that have been done and the recognition that the rating agencies have for that. So your debt services budget is growing. But I really want to talk about this school construction stabilization fund. It is a great idea for two obvious purposes. One, you're basically putting money aside that you could use to pay in cash for the school, so you reduce the amount of borrowing you need, which reduces the amount of interest you pay on the bonds, right? Pretty simple. The second thing, probably more important, is you build budget capacity. And what I mean by that is you're not just throwing one-time revenue into this fund. This isn't a proposal that says, oh, take 10% of free cash and put it away, What the mayor and the CFO are putting in here is they're saying, okay, let's start, basically create a line item and fund it, and each year grow it. And then once the deficit finance notes are paid off, add that to the appropriation, you get up to $2.7 million, which is in your base budget to start paying for the principal and interest on the bonds when you float them for the Pickering School. The timing might not be perfect, it might be 1 or 2 years off, but you have that budget capacity. That's what you need. And I know last year and the year before, and in my role in the MSBA board, I've said my concern is how is the city going to pay for the Pickering School project? I know I said that exact same thing last year. Here's your plan. So, kudos to the mayor and the CFO for putting together something like this. We had talked about a similar idea a couple years ago. It didn't go anywhere at the time, but it's great to see something like this. So I strongly recommend that, if you haven't taken votes yet, I don't know where you're actually at in the budget process, but this is something you should do. You should put the money in there, not just this year, but you got to have that budget discipline to keep this plan over a 3 or 4 year period, and obviously take a vote to set up the stabilization fund, which requires a 2/3 vote of this body. So it's a really, really good plan. I'm focusing just on the Pickering School. There are other components of the capital plan. I'm not, just like the operating budget, I'm not in the business of telling you if you're putting too much in this department or too much there. It's big picture stuff for me. You just need a capital plan that you update regularly, and you got a sound financial plan behind it. So again, kudos to folks who were involved in putting that together. And then the last thing, I guess kind of end on a sour note, but, well, first, positive. There's a long-range financial forecast in the budget. This is one of the tools that I've been talking about for the last couple of years. You're a $500 million, $500 million business. You should be looking at the ramifications of every decision you make, positive or negative. A forecast is the tool that allows you to do it. It's actually really easy to put together in Massachusetts. All you need is Excel and know how to say last year's property tax levy times 2.5%, assume new growth, and you've got one of your largest revenue sources projected over multi-years. Then you look at your business, which we already talked about. What is it? People. Okay. What's health insurance growing? Projected. You know what your pension schedule is already. Every 2 years it gets updated. And what's your estimate for COLAs? You know, what can we afford? What can you afford as a community for annual CBAs? It's this tool that allows you to do that. So in here you've got CBAs modeled. You've got the debt service kicking in for Pickering School modeled. But what does it show you? It shows you what pretty much every forecast I've ever seen in Massachusetts shows you. You have a problem in the out years, a couple years down the road, and it's inherent in the way municipal finance works in Massachusetts. Unless you have a huge amount of new growth, you know, think Somerville, Assembly Row, like game changer for the city of Somerville. If you have that type of development in the city, all these numbers get better. A lot of your red goes away, right? But the really important thing here is that now you see what it looks like. Yes, it's a forecast, and there's assumptions, and you know we can all maybe debate the assumptions here or there, but it's showing you that you've got a challenge in the out years, and that's exactly why this is put together. So it shows you got net school spending requirements you need to meet. Even though you're getting a lot of Chapter 70 money, you need to match a piece of that to meet your net school spending requirements. You know, how do we do that and meet our CBAs, employee benefits, and school capital? So just a probably oversimplification of this, but when I was doing this in my previous life, I would say, here's the walk-away slide, you know, forget the 50 spreadsheets we just went through, take this with you and go away with it. This is a really simple summary, on average of the 5 years, where your expenditures are going and where your revenue's coming from. And I kicked out Chapter 70 because it just distorts everything, because the numbers are just so large. So on average, the city needs to come up with about $2 million for net school spending, about $2 million for pensions, depending upon the premium increases, about $1 million for health insurance, and depending upon what you give at the table, about $1.5 million for city-side CBAs. Go to the revenue side, about $6 million in property taxes, which assumes, I want to say, $1.8 million of new growth, somewhere in that ballpark. Local receipts, didn't really talk about that. Those are non-taxes that you have some control over, but not a lot. That goes with the economy, right? Unless your building permits could go through the roof if you have a lot of economic activity. And then 750 UGA is the unrestricted general government aid, state aid, right? So if you add those up quickly, or if you easier, look at the picture, the expenses are higher than the revenues, right? And that's the way it is. So things look great, as the mayor said, and I did not speak to the mayor before this presentation, so it's really great that we've kind of seen things the same way here. In short-term stability, you've got some challenges over the longer term. If there's some development in the city, that fixes this. If there's some improvements on the expenditure side, that improves this. But you have a tool at your disposal. The CFO and the mayor can update this thing anytime with all different assumptions in there, and it spits out different views for you to look at. And then just the last thing, enterprise and revolving funds. I've spent a fair amount of time via email with the CFO and your solicitor's office going through all the different funds, types of funds you have. Municipal finance is governed by statute, right? Like everything in life, there's laws that we got to follow. And it's kind of, to a certain extent, it's overly complicated. Like a fund for this, a fund for this, a fund for that. They're all different types of funds. They got different rules. You know, we spent some time making sure that these are established the right way. So the golf course enterprise fund, you need to vote that annually. Just think of it as another budget, another departmental budget. You take a vote, and you're all set. And the revolving fund ceilings, I forget how many revolving funds you have. These are not, so tonight, I know somebody asked a question about a grant fund. That's not this. I think you accepted money for a senior center, meals. That's not this. Those are different. A revolving fund is money in, money out for programs and things like that. And you've established a couple. Each year you need to take a vote on what's the maximum your department head who's responsible for that can spend. So make sure please make sure when the budget vote's taken that these things are accounted for. So I'll close where I opened. A lot of positive things going on. in the city, so, congrats to everybody who's been involved in it. And the approach to plan to fund the Pickering School is a really solid one. Don't get married to the numbers that you're hearing about the Pickering School. Those numbers are going to change. We're in a crazy hyperinflationary environment. It's still a couple years out. The reimbursement rate, there's caps on everything. So whatever numbers you have in front of you, take that as a very good ballpark. But those numbers will modify over time as the committee gets further along in the process. But it's a really good approach to start to plan for what is a very significant, obviously a very significant project for the city. So I'll stop there. I don't know if you have any questions. If not,
Councilor Starbird?
Thank you, Mr. President. John, just real quick, would you recommend, even once the new school is in the ground and all, to continue to make that contribution to the stabilization for future schools?
yes. You're gonna, well, it's easy for me to say yes. The math will be challenging because once, what was it, 2.7, right? So that 2.7 is a good number, as of today, for debt service associated with that project. So you're basically matching revenue with an expense, right? You should have debt that continues to run off, right? Because the city floats a lot of debt, right? Big city. So as that debt runs off, you need to recapture that debt. Ideally, you should grow that as well. So I don't think you'd be able to afford 2.7 each year into that stabilization fund. But as debt runs off, you should begin to recapture that and then continue to put it in that fund, again, because of A, you have cash available, but more importantly, B, you're keeping that in the line item. Because once it, and this is a challenge for a lot of communities we see, they'll see debt service run off, and the mayor or the manager will say, oh, we got a tight budget, I don't want to make cuts. Okay, well, debt service is running off, let's just use that to pay for operating. Then 2-3 years later, somebody says, well, how are we going to afford that school project? Well, I don't know. So having that discipline over a multi-year period is really important. So yes, I just don't, mathematically, I'm not sure you'd be able to do the 2.7, but something to continue that, yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Lozey?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Cronin, for your service and your sound financial advice to the city. Touching on what Councilor Starbird mentioned, the School Construction Stabilization Fund, do monies that go into that, are they eligible towards the net school spending?
If it's a major capital, well, if it's for a major project like that, that's debt, no. Net school spending, some expenses that are not net school spending eligible, transportation, bringing the kids to school, not eligible, and keeping the facility over the kids' heads, large capital projects are not eligible. Now, if, like in the ISD budget, there was what, $4 million increase, right, something like that? Those will be eligible because they're smaller in size, and I forget what the cap is that DESI has for eligibility, 150,000. So those types of projects, yes, but absolutely no for a large project like that.
It's too bad. The city struggles paying for that, and it's too bad that we weren't able to use that towards the net school spending. It seems to me it's towards net school spending. It's for, overhead, and literally over their heads, but, yeah, that's disappointing. But, yeah, we'll get through it. Thank you.
Councilor Lapierre?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just clarification, Mr. Cronin, when you were stating, I heard that we weren't currently meeting the net school spending obligation for this year, but did you say we didn't meet it last budget as well? Did or did not? I didn't.
Did not.
And how far were we from, aren't we supposed to be 95% or more or higher?
97? 970,000.
So percentage-wise, okay, so we did not meet it, and we are projected not to meet it again until he does something with the health insurance or something?
Yeah. So has the other stabilization fund been set up? So what did you call it? So the school operational stabilization fund. So the approach that your CFO has taken is to, if you can't spend the money to meet it this year, put it over here because, as you know, you got to pay it next year.
Right.
So it's another, it's a good approach. If you can't spend it now, put it in, because, Desi will tell you,
Right.
next year for fiscal '23, not only do you need to meet that figure for '23, you need to add to it what you didn't get in '22. And that can just snowball really fast.
So that happened to us, yeah.
Yes.
Retiree health insurance, so, okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the councilor for Sean Cronin? Councilor Field.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Cronin, thank you for the presentation. I think it's very helpful to all of us here. I'm happy that you brought up kind of that project called Assembly Row over in Somerville and how you described it as game-changing. Because for many years, and still currently, we've been asking the MBTA to step up to the plate like they did for Assembly Row, because it would be a game-changer here if they electrified the rail, ran more current rail services for the North Shore on that Rockport line. So for years, we've been asking, we'll continue to ask with our state delegation, so that some city like Lynn could have a game-changer like Somerville did, so that we could see the profits that Somerville and other communities similar to Somerville and Lynn have reaped the benefits of. Thank you.
Any other councilors? All right, Mr. Cronin, thank you very much. We appreciate
for
it.
the
Yep,
opportunity.
Thanks for coming. Always good to see you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone want to speak in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. What is the wish of the councilor? Councilor LaPierre?
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. I would make a motion to raise and appropriate $410,155,547, including $867,900 in free cash. I'd make that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion?
Mr. President.
Councilor Alonso.
This is not a question, but a statement for Mike Bertino and our DPW Commissioner. Every year I watch the budget hearing, even though I'm not city councilor then, it's the same level of funding. I want you guys to really sit down for next year to be aggressive, really aggressive with funding for DPW. I know it's there's a lot of challenges. I know you're having equipments for this year, for 2023, but we always, you guys know this, we always get calls from everything. And just based on the presentation now, it's DPW is not even seen there. So again, this is a statement. Be aggressive in the next conversation. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Council Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. Council Barton absent. Council Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Field?
Yes.
Yes. Council Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Council LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Staben?
Yes.
Yes. Council Walsh?
Yes. We're going to read each one of the budgets into the record, and then we'll do a, we don't have to do a roll call. We can do a, just a motion carried, okay? After each one.
Okay, we're going to start out with the mayor and incidental, the payroll, $647,251, and the expense at $521,634.
The wish of the council?
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Administrative aid to the council, payroll $447,519, and the expense $26,208.
The wish of the council?
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Clerk of council, payroll $3,000, expense zero.
Wish of the council? Second. We have motion to approve. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Chief financial officer, payroll $292,222, and expense $14,000.
The wish of the council? Motion approved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Comptroller, $435,858 for payroll and $124,310 for expense.
The wish of the council? Second. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The treasurer payroll, $413,243 and $125,125 for expense.
It's the wish of the council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, collector's office payroll, $218,117 and expense $18,140.
It's the wish of the council? Motion approved. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Assessors, payroll, $596,189, and expense, $100,850.
The wish of the council. Motion approved. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Carries.
City clerk payroll, $612,628, expense, $121,700.
The wish of the council. Motion approved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
License commission, payroll, $31,602, expense, $1,700.
It's the wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Precinct officers, payroll, $87,000.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved. We have a second. All in favor? Opposed?
Purchasing department payroll, $390,000, expense, $51,816.
It's the wish of the council.
Motion approved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
IT department payroll, $367,228, expense, $872,181.
It's the wish of the council. Motion to approve. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Unemployment compensation, $100,000.
Wish
Oops,
of
I'm
the-
sorry, $1 million.
1 million.
Second.
We have a motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Exciting stuff.
Workman's compensation, $9 million.
It's the wish of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Personnel department payroll, $340,458, expense, $74,940.
It's the wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
City solicitor payroll, $634,135, expense, $167,036, and awards and executions, $19,447.
It's the wish of the council.
Motion approved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
ISD department, $1,454,352 for payroll, $3,940,758 for expense.
It's the wish of the council. Motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
School inspectional services department payroll, $5,303,461, expense, $17,912,805.
It's the wish of the council. Motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Planning and culture payroll, $176,876, expense, $75,300.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Public safety payroll, $21,639,541, expense, $1,374,413.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Fire department payroll, $19,588,677, expense, $1,139,255.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Fire alarm payroll, $678,568, and expense, $49,572.
The wish of the council. Motion to approve. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Street lighting bills, $830,000.
Wish of the council. Motion to approve. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Emergency management, no payroll, expense, $15,555.
The wish of the council. Motion approved. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Harbor master payroll, $22,100, expense, $5,040.
The wish of the council. We have a motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Office of Animal Control, one payroll, $73,738, expense, $34,511.
The wish of the council.
Second.
Motion approved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have education, school expense, payroll expense, $207,300,000, expense, $1,250,000.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved. Do we have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
We have an abstain. Motion carries.
Okay, Department of Public Works payroll, $3,483,734, $11,346,164 for expense.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Parking Department payroll, $792,168, expense $184,574.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Council on Ages payroll, $193,500, expense $15,000.
It's the wish of the council. Motion to approve, seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Office of Veterans payroll, $252,154, expense $23,459, veterans benefits $650,000.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved. We have a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
The library payroll, $1,005,387, expense $170,534.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Celebrations, Independence Day, $10,500.
It's the wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor? Opposed? Carries.
We have the GAR payroll, $62,794, expense $20,401.
It's the wish of the council. Second. Motion approved, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we have total culture and recreation, non-departmental capital, $867,900.
The wish of the council. Motion approved, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Insurance, $2,299,000.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Health and life insurance, $46,750,783.
It's the wish of the council. Motion to approve, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Reserve fund, $1,475,000.
It's the wish of the council. Motion to approve, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Supplemental reserve fund, $1.
Motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we have the FICA match at $3,001,705.
It's the wish of the council. Motion to approve, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
School construction stabilization fund, $750,000.
Wish of the council. Motion approved, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Wage stabilization fund, $1,280,000.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
We have the indebtedness, interest, $2,338,486.
Wish of the council. Motion approved, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
We have bonds, $4,405,000.
The wish of the council. Motion to approve, second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Deficit payments, $1,424,614.
The wish of the council. Motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
We have pensions, non-contributory, $0.
The wish of the council. Motion to approve. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Retirement board, $35,752,630.
It's the wish of the council. Motion approved. We have a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
We have other offset amounts to be raised, $37,942,388.
The wish of the council. Motion to approve. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
That's it.
That is it. All right.
Oh, that's that right. Did I have that right? 37,942. Yep, that was it.
Well, that concludes the budget part, so congratulations, everybody. Thank you to the mayor for being here tonight. Appreciate Sean Cronin, who was here, and everybody that put a lot of the work into the budget. That was a good budget, and it's nice to be working together with the mayor's office like we do and able to try to get some of these things achieved. So thank you to everybody here, too, in the council. Next public hearing.
Okay, we have, the City of Lynn hereby accepts the provisions of Mass General.
That's not, that's been canceled, right? That's the one that's been,
Canceled.
yep, that's not happening tonight. So it's public hearings to be set down.
Okay. Petition of Manuel Robles, 85 Chatham Street, to allow a conforming apartment building in an R5 district with less than the required parking at 21-27 Neptune Boulevard. Petition of Andrew Nardone, 4 Lincoln Place, Peabody, Mass., for a lesser-use special permit to allow multifamily use in a business district at 81-83 Marion Street. Petition of Imelda Zamora, 194 North Beacon Street, Watertown, Mass., owner of Mi Corazon Tequila, to operate a food truck vendor business located in the Lynn Marketplace parking lot at 43 State Street from Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Set down a public hearing to repeal Chapter 75, Acts of 1994, and to designate a port area for the City of Lynn for all purposes.
It's the wish of the council.
Set him
Set them
down.
down. We have a motion seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Set them down. Committees. Licensing. Councilor Field.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a unanimous vote by the committee. I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. We have a second.
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 Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Utilities. Councilor Alling-Sue.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have one public hearing today, and this one is a petition of Comcast for grant location to place 1 PVC conduit. We have a unanimous vote in the committee, motion to approve.
We have a motion. We have a
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public property. Councilor Starbird.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had a request from Mount Olive Church to use the department head's parking lot for the annual Family Day on Sunday, August 21st, from 1 to 5 p.m. Unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
A motion. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We had a request from Michelle Guzman of Len Walking Tours to place a 10-foot tent with a table at the Central Square Clock Plaza downtown to act as an informational table for walking tours and tourism. Friday, 5 to 7 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., July and August with the same time, with the possibility of opening every day, September and October. Go back to their original hours depending on demand. Unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
And we
carries.
also tabled discussion regarding the former Thurgood Marshall Middle School.
We don't need a vote on that, right? That's tabled, so, okay, all right. Thank you, Councilor Starbird.
Thank you.
Ways and Means, Councilor Net.
Thank you, Mr. President. All voted by the committee unanimously to approve. I make a motion to accept.
We have a motion
Second.
seconded. Want to read the transfers into the record, please?
The $502,208.73 from insurance expense to ISD expense to fund the Callahan School roof repairs. $100,000 from reserve to Medicare tax expense to fund a Medicare tax shortfall. $194,000 from free cash for the 53rd week of payroll. $846,656 from free cash to fund statutory buyout payroll accounts to eliminate deficits for FY22. $1 million from free cash to accounts of various projects. $925,870 from free cash for snow and ice payroll and expense. We also have the following certified funds. $1 million from the EHS grant to the Council on Aging to be used for the purchase and build out of a senior center in Lynn. $30,000 from the MAPC grant to the Council on Aging for COVID-safe cooling strategies. $534,462.11 from the DOT grant for the Winter Recovery Assistance Program to address road repairs damaged by the harsh winter months. $193,545 from the DOT grant for the Pleasant Street pedestrian and safety improvement projects. $32,161 from the DOT grant for the relocation of utilities along Linfield Street to be paid from this funding. $100,000 from EQU grant for the installation of green infrastructure elements on Boston Street. $7,500 from MMCC grant for Downtown Lynn Cultural District website update and social media tools to enhance opportunities for engagement with stakeholders. $23,955 from DESE for the FC 422 Perkins Improvement in Technology FY23 grant. Further, His Honor the Mayor is hereby authorized to execute all documents necessary to enter in and effectuate these grants. We have the following orders. Ordered by the City Council votes on July 13th and September 28th, 2021, regarding the American Recovery Plan Act. The city may authorize $25,000 from ARPA for consulting and outreach services for Capital Strategic Solutions, Inc. Ordered per Mass General Law to accept a grant for the Executive Officer of Energy and Environmental Affairs in the amount of $7,500,000 payable over the fiscal years of 2022, 23, 24, and 25 for the purpose of creating a harbor park on the City of Lynn waterfront. Further ordered that His Honor the Mayor is hereby authorized to execute any and all documents with and all state, municipal, governmental entities and private parties necessary to effectuate the purpose of this grant. Ordered that the City Comptroller to establish an account per Mass General Law to deposit gifts and donations to defray the cost of meals provided at the Lynn Senior Center. And the final order is order the City Comptroller to establish an account per Mass General Law to deposit gifts and donations for the purpose of funding the restoration of the Rhodes Memorial Chapel in the Pine Grove Cemetery in the City of Lynn.
All right, so we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Barton, absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Starbed?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes. Was there an emergency on that, Counselor Net?
Yes, the committee voted for emergency for all. I make a motion
We have a
to,
motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counsel Alanson?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Barton, absent. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
yes.
Yes. Counsel Starbed?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes. Any old business? Any new business? Just one thing I'll say is that, one thing I'll just say before we do that is Counselor Barton was on vacation, so he's not able to be with us today. Dr. Tutwiler was in, I believe, some negotiations still. He wasn't able to attend tonight. And Mike Sweeney, our Veterans Office Director, is on maneuvers, I believe, for his duties with the National Guard. So with that, any other new business? A motion to adjourn? Second?
Second. Aye.
Next item, appointments and elections. We have a school nurse election. Dr. Tutwiler?
Yep, seeking the committee's support for the election of a school nurse. In your packet, there's a document from the Director of Nursing supporting her wish to bring this nurse on. The name is Emily Hamza, and would appreciate your support.
What's the wish of
Make a
the...
motion to accept the recommendation of Amy Hamza.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Emily.
Member Castellano?
Emily Hamza.
Oh, sorry, I apologize.
Sorry.
Emily Hamza.
That was Member Capola. Member Dugan?
Emily Hamza.
Member Gately?
Emily Hamza.
Member Magnolia?
Emily Hamza.
Member Pena?
Emily Hamza.
Mayor Nicholson?
Emily Hamza. Next item is the Skills USA presentation. Welcome, Mr. McCush.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse us while we momentarily burn down the mood to read to you a few negative headlines you may have heard of that have taken our nation by storm over these past few years.
A student punches her 64-year teacher in Louisiana. Child assault. South Carolina teacher is for to slap the teacher there.
Braintree schools report assault. reportedly part of TikTok dares and devious lit TikTok trends shows kids stealing COVID tests.
These headlines, along with many others, saw news stations and papers throughout the country in September and October, all stirred by the social media craze where students are encouraged to harm teachers and destroy schools. While social media served its own problem in schools, these were not the only issues. After 2 years of remote learning, many students no longer had to act properly in the classroom. This, coupled with the social and emotional needs of students exacerbated by COVID, left a lot of students and teachers asking, how do we go back to normal?
The truth was, the normalcy was gone. And as students and teachers transitioned from behind a black screen to back in person, schools became a pressure cooker for unruly behavior and a lot of thanklessness. This thanklessness and need for change is what inspired our Skillsusa chapter to action this year.
Good afternoon. My name is Eli Silk, a junior in the radio and television program at the Lynn Vocational Technical Institute. Today with me are my teammates, Joseph Morrow and Jared Moonville. This morning we are excited to present to you our community service project where we focus on shifting the narrative in our school and community from one of thanklessness to one of thankfulness in a project we titled The Gratitude Project. Before we outline our project's details, we'd like to share with you our 4 SMART goals. Goal 1, create 50 gratitude videos to post on our school announcements and Skillsusa social media accounts from Thanksgiving to Christmas to remind students the importance of being grateful. Goal 2, raise $5,000 throughout December to donate to local, nonprofit organizations that have helped our students through challenging times. Goal 3, create a teacher appreciation video and gift bags for 2,000 teachers in Lynn as a sign of our gratitude for all they do for us. And Goal 4, create social and emotional learning spaces for 50 classrooms in the city of Lynn.
Our project began to take shape back in October, when after a month back in school we noticed students weren't appreciative of the opportunity to be back in person. This, in addition with the negative social media trends mentioned in our introduction, it wasn't uncommon for us to hear students and teachers fighting and arguing in classes, students making rude and negative sentiments about being back in person, and nobody was coming together. We need to do something to change the general atmosphere of our school.
In early October, we had an incredible opportunity when we heard that Boston 25 News was hosting a competition called My School Rules. Chapter members worked together to draft an essay about what has always made our school so special, our service to the community. 2 weeks later, it was announced that we are finalists in this competition. Faced with a head-to-head competition against East Boston High School, students and teachers stopped working against one another, and we began to work together to beat East Boston at an online vote. Ultimately, we are announced as a winner. While our initial thought is that the prize would make great seed money for a community service project, it also naturally started to bring our school together. While capitalizing on the momentum, we responsibly use social media to build a narrative of gratitude. Rather than encouraging negative social media trends, we reach out to students and faculty members and posted daily videos that answer 2 questions. What are you grateful for? And why is it important to be grateful? These videos help create conversation around an idea to share gratitude with nonprofit organizations in our community.
Since we won $5,000, we wanted to raise $5,000 more to give back to our community as a demonstration of our gratitude. With the momentum on our side from the My School Rules, we wanted to capitalize on everyone's participation and bring our peers together for a competition of our own, the Gratitude Project. We encourage students to do 2 things. First, compete against each other by raising funds in a Shop Words competition, and to do so by raising money to donate to student-selected charities. This, along with our videos, helped to promote the attitude of gratitude and made us all better people.
As Phase 1 culminated on December 23rd, we brought the whole school together and announced that we had more than doubled and raised $11,413. This money went to 8 local nonprofit organizations selected by our student body. Each organization is also listed in the handouts we're about to provide to you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
During a check presentation ceremony, we brought the individuals from these organizations to our school and said thank you for how they have impacted and helped us.
And as we transition to phase 2, we use the My School Rules Fund to put together a project to thank an often overlooked member in our community, the 2,000 educators in our city.
Phase 2 taught us things don't always work as planned. Originally, we planned to host a Thank You Teachers Movie Night at the Lynn City Auditorium on January 29th. However, when Omicron spread rampant through our cities and schools, we were forced to cancel. But this taught us an important Skillsusa framework element, adaptability and flexibility. We figured, if we couldn't bring the teachers to the movies, we would bring the movies to the teachers. So, we reached out to our community, and we responsibly used our social media platforms. We elicited videos of people sharing why they're grateful for teachers and made a movie of our own. Then, we packed up some bags, like the ones we're about to hand out to you now, and sent them out to every educator in our public school systems on March 9th.
Oh, we get one.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
And while they pass those out, shout out to Dr. Tutwiler and Ms. O'Neill for helping.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. That's a huge bag, you know.
Wow. New stash.
I got sweet as I'm so excited.
Let's go.
If you don't want your popcorn, I'll take it. For the record. Kinda hungry.
The greatest part of putting everybody together was conducting interviews with K-12 children at the YMCA. Repeatedly, we heard students say how grateful they were to an educator who not only impacted them, but often changed their lives. This appreciation video helped to further elicit the positive aspects of gratitude from students and from teachers that initially inspired our project.
Well, phase 1 addresses the attitude and behavior of students towards gratitude, and phase 2 was about thanking teachers. Phase 3 will bring us two together. When we secured the community service grant from Rhodes and Skillsusa to create a social and emotional learning spaces in classrooms. One way we could impact the freshman grade that school years will be becoming was to provide an outlook, and this is what we set out to do.
On March 29th, we invited 50 teachers, 2 from each of the 25 schools in Lynn, to Lynn Tech, to participate in this project to create these places for their classrooms. Each space included a rug, a bookshelf, handmade and painted with a chapter member, and the creation of a calm down kit. A calm down kit is simply a toolbox with social and emotional toys to help students de-escalate when dealing with difficult personal behaviors. Each calm down kit was also helped handmade by the addition of a chapter member. At the conclusion of phase 3, teachers were thrilled, as they were yet another step closer to enhancing their relationships with their students.
Overall, each phase of our project seemed to impact both our school and community by creating opportunities for gratitude. For a moment, we'd like to come back to our project SMART goals. Goal 1 and 2, school and community impact, exceeded by posting 50 daily videos about gratitude and raising $11,413 for nonprofit organizations in our community. There's a lot to be grateful for. Goal 3, school and community impact, exceeded. While learning to pivot as needed, we were able to create a memorable gratitude video to post on our school announcements and Skillsusa social media accounts from Thanksgiving to Christmas to remind students the importance of being grateful. Goal 4, school and community impact, exceeded. By capitalizing on the Lowell's and Skillsusa Community Service Grant, we were able to equip classrooms with social and emotional learning spaces that inherently improve our students and teachers' health and well-being.
Throughout our project, we focus on the theme of gratitude, and wove it not only in each phase, but also into our lives. So, are we successful? We believe so. This project has not only picked up our lives, but brought out the spirit and well-beings of some of our community's most important individuals, students and teachers. As a result, we believe we shed a whole lot of thank yous.
And a whole lot of smiles.
One moment of gratitude at a time.
Thank you.
Member Capola?
Thank you. You did a great job speaking. I sit on the board for My Brother's Table, and I know how important to get that donation was. And one of the other board members, Mrs. Conlon, went down and received that donation. And she was a teacher at Lynn Tech, and she couldn't say enough about how proud she was of you kids. And we appreciate it at My Brother's Table, too.
Thank you.
Member Pena, Member Castellanos, Member Gately.
First of all, thank you for the presentation. It was awesome. You guys look great. When you came in, you left a big impression, like, wow, I'm someone that wakes up with a lot of gratitude, and I get it, trust me. The hurdles that I've been through just to be where I'm at and to see young men like you standing up, like it just touches me. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's important. You're our future leaders, and we need you, and I am grateful to see young men like yourself just standing up for your community and really showing some appreciation. It really touches me. It's what keeps me going, because I know we have a bright future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Member Castellanos.
I want to echo everyone in the room's emotions right now. It's inspiring to hear you guys speak every time. I want to thank Mr. McCush and the team at Skillsusa, Lynn Tech.
Yes.
You guys make us so proud every year when you guys come in front of us. It's really, it's an honor and a privilege to witness it every year. I know I say this every year, but it's really, it's humbling to see what you guys are doing out there in the community, and the philanthropy at that level is beyond incredible. It's really a special gift, really, to have you guys in the city, and I'm very thankful. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Member Gately. And Member Dugan.
Skillsusa always impresses me. All the projects, I've been on the school committee for 7 years, and I have been impressed every single year with your projects. This one blew me away. For you to touch base with students coming in, their social emotional learning, to make those calm down kits, unbelievable. And all I can say is kudos, and I can't wait for next year. What is it going to be next year, Ms. McCush? I can't even imagine. But thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Member Dugan.
Yeah, I mean, just to echo what everybody's already said, this is amazing. Just, the fact that you got through your school and infiltrated the teachers and the children, were able to influence them positively is just so impressive. But I also was really impressed by the fact it was just goal-oriented, and just the fact that you guys kept coming back to those goals and making sure you were, reaching those goals and exceeding them, as you guys said, which I think if there was a word bigger than exceeded, I would use that. You guys did a great job. So yeah, but I really like that you were just goal orientated and focused on those goals and making sure you keep an eye on the prize. So excellent job. You guys represented the community, way beyond our wildest dreams here. So nice job. Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am man enough to admit that I cried at school committee one time. I had a knot in my throat the whole time because I'm just so incredibly proud of you all. That presentation was so polished. And then when you think about what you're actually talking about and the work that you did, I mean, the whole thing is just, I echo everyone's sentiments, and I'm just so proud of you. And deeply appreciative of Mr. McCush, Ms. Price, Ms. Bellama. The whole Skillsusa is just top notch. Are they going to Atlanta?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
All right, let's go. Yeah, that's right. Best of luck.
Well, any room for me? I'll come.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I am continuing to impressed with Skillsusa. Just another year just right on the money in terms of an issue we're really struggling with, and honing in on a way to have real measurable and tangible impact. And really enjoyed the opportunity to visit when some of those calm down kits were being assembled, and was just lifted up by the energy in that room from everybody that was there, the teachers, you all, the other students that were helping. So thank you so much for your leadership on an important issue, and then just really impressed by your ability to share that in a setting like this, and just, I think, bodes really well for Atlanta. So good luck.
If anyone has any questions, if not, we're all set. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So good.
Nice work, guys. That was awesome.
Just thank you to, on behalf of all of us, to Dr. Tutwiler and everyone for really supporting us. As you know, this year probably, I don't know if everybody knows, but we had a big year this year at the state conference, and we have 28 students actually going on to compete now.